Hello, and welcome to the WipFrag 4 Advanced tutorial. In this video we will cover all of the features of WipFrag 4 for Windows PC. This video will be broken up into multiple sections. To get started, let's create an account. To create a WipFrag 4 account, tap on the Create an Account icon. Fill in the required fields to create your account. After submitting, you will receive an email to verify your account. WipWare accounts allow for up to 10 users per account, on multiple platforms such as iOS, Android and Windows computers. Once you have created an account, you can log into WipFrag 4. After logging into WipFrag, there are several options we can adjust. Firstly, tap the About icon in the upper right corner to view more options. Tap Settings to adjust the language or change the interface style to dark mode or light mode. Return to the About icon to edit your profile. You can make changes such as adding a profile picture or adjusting the name and company name associated with your account. If you make any changes in this menu, hit Save Changes. WipFrag 4 has videos and documents available for you to view in the resource library. These include a basic and advanced tutorial video, and a selection of documents such as the WipFrag 4 manual that has additional information about our software, and may answer any questions you have. Also included are the sampling and analysis guide and a glossary of terms. We have integrated a method for you to contact us directly through our software. This is also where you can give us feedback or report any bugs you find. You will also find our phone number and operating hours at the bottom of this window if you wish to contact us directly for support. If you wish to purchase image credits or an annual subscription to WipFrag 4, you can select the Visit Store icon. It will direct you to the WipWare account page. An annual subscription allows you to perform unlimited analysis for a year. Image credits are also available for those who want to pay as they go. If you are using a device which has the capabilities of capturing geographical location of the picture, you can tap the GIS icon to view the locations of where each image was taken. The Systems icon allows you to connect to any existing WipWare camera systems you have installed. Tap the Connect to System icon and select the camera that is on your network. Now that we have gone over the available options in the home screen, let's import an image into WipFrag. To get started, tap the plus icon. You will have 4 options: import a new analysis, import a UAV analysis. Alternatively, you can try one of our demo images, or create a new project, which I will come back to in a later section of the video. For now, I'm going to import a new analysis by selecting an image from my computer. Once the image is loaded into WipFrag, the first step is to set the scale. The red icons indicate the steps that need to be completed. Tap the ruler icon in the toolbar. If your image is using dual scale, you adjust the scale type here. Next, we can input the values of our scale. Tap the Ignore checkbox to ignore the scale objects from the analysis. The final step is to set the scale. Tap and hold, then drag to set the scale. Release once the scale has been properly set. If you need to adjust the units of the scale, you can adjust that here. The next step is to generate the edge detection parameters. Tap the EDP icon in the toolbar to generate the net. Once the net has been generated, we have a few options. You can move the slider to the left to implicate less particles, or move the slider to the right to implicate more particles. Typically, you will want to find a net that does the small and medium particles well and fix any potential mistakes on the larger particles. There are 2 types of errors in WipFrag 4. Disintegration and fusion. Disintegration is when one particle is broken up into smaller particles, and fusion is when multiple particles are seen as one large one. To help find these errors, there are 2 hidden features you can use. Tap and hold to perform a block leak test. This will also show you the size of the particle you're currently mousing over, and will identify any leaks in the net. The next feature is activated by double tapping and holding. This will show block colors. The hotter the color, the larger the particle, and the colder the color, the smaller the particle. Together, these 2 features will help you identify fusion and disintegration errors. Another option, which has been recently added, is the new Deep Learning Edge Detection. This should do a really good job on most images and will require very little to no editing. To use the Deep Learning Edge Detection, tap the Edge Detection Type drop-down and select Deep Learning. Tap Generate Net to begin generating the net. Note, this process may slow down your computer while it is processing. There are a variety of editing tools available to edit the net. First, we will go over what each editing tool does. Tap the Edit Tools icon in the toolbar to open the Tools menu. The first tool is Free Draw. Click and drag to draw net anywhere. Undo. At any point you can undo previous edits by using this button. Draw Line. Click and drag to begin drawing a straight line between the starting point and an ending point. Box Delete. Click and drag to begin drawing a square or rectangle. Any net within this area will be deleted. Lasso Delete. Click and drag to begin drawing a free-form shape that will close itself in. Any net within this area will be deleted. Lasso Delete plus Outline combines Free Draw and Lasso Delete. This tool will also close itself back on the starting point and any net within will be deleted. However, the path that was drawn will turn into net. Ignore Block. Click on any particle or area of the image you wish to ignore. This will ignore the marked particle from the results. Click on the same spot or use the Undo tool to remove the ignored particle. Mark as Fines. Click on a particle to identify it as fines. Any particles marked as fines will be the size of 1 pixel based on the scale factor. Click on the same particle or use the Undo tool to remove the marked area. Area of Interest. This tool will allow you to define an area of the image you want to be analyzed and ignore anything outside. Click and drag the solid red points to determine the area of interest. Click the points with the plus icon to add new points. Color ID allows you to identify particles based on their color. To configure Color ID for the first time, tap the Color ID icon in the toolbar. Then select either Color ID 1 or Color ID 2, and tap Set. You can then tap, hold, and drag to select the color type of the material. If a mistake is made, you can simply select the other wand tool to remove any colors that are unwanted. When finished, tap Done. When you're satisfied with the net, click on the chart icon in the upper right corner to generate the results. It costs 1 image credit to unlock the results, or if you have purchased an annual subscription, the analysis will automatically unlock. Now that we have our results, let's go over all the different components of the chart, then we'll discuss them more in detail. Firstly, when viewing the chart, moving your mouse around will highlight over the different components of the chart. All areas of the chart are customizable by tapping or right-clicking. Chart title, size classes and percent passing values. Chart histogram. Databox. To customize the chart title, right-click. The chart title has 2 customizable title lines. To close any window on this page, tap anywhere outside of it. Now that we've chosen a title, let's customize the chart by editing the size classes and percent passing values. There are 4 preset profiles for you to choose from, as well as 4 customizable profiles. The preset profiles include ISO metric, standard imperial, logarithmic metric, and a UAV profile, which should be used for drone images. The customizable profiles will all be blank until you input the size classes of your choosing. To change the units that the chart is in, select the drop-down at the top of the size classes list. You're able to copy the values from one of the preset profiles and paste it into any of the 4 custom profiles. Click and drag down the list, then select the copy icon to copy the profile data. Navigate to one of the 4 customizable profiles, then select Paste. Now that we have the size classes in one of the 4 customizable profiles, we can make changes such as removing certain size classes and inputting percent passing values. For this image, since it doesn't have any fines, I am going to remove the size classes from 10 mm and below. A feature available in WipFrag 4 is the ability to create a material envelope. For each size class you can enter a min and max percent passing value that the material must fall between for it to be considered on spec. For example, if we enter 99 to 100 for the 500 mm size class, it must fall between this value to be considered on spec. You can see that the 500 mm size class has now turned green, and a new indicator has appeared under the data box. If you enter a specification for more than one size class, a material envelope will begin to draw on the chart. I will enter a few more passing values to form an envelope on the chart. All size classes must be on spec for the whole analysis to be considered on spec. To add or remove certain aspects of the chart, simply right-click or tap in the chart histogram area and select which variables you want to see. You can also remove the block colors and net from the PDF report. The blue line is the cumulative percent passing curve. The size and percent passing values you see on the right are what this curve represents. The red histogram at the bottom is the percent retained values for each size class. The left edge of each bar is the size of the virtual mesh. And the height tells you the percentage of material that is sitting on that mesh. These horizontal lines with the circle in the middle represent the sphericity for each size class. Each of these line up with the histogram bar. The chart Databox can have up to 6 variables showing at once. Tap or right-click to edit the data box. To remove a variable, simply select it, then click Remove. The chart will be updated as you change these variables. To add a different variable, simply select one of the variables from the right. Clicking on one of these variables will move it to the left. Also, you're able to move these variables around in the data box by selecting it, then using the arrows to move it up or down in the list, or using the top arrow to move the variable to the top of the list. To view more about what each of these variables mean, please see the WipFrag 4 glossary of terms, which is available in the resource library. WipFrag 4 has several file management systems. You can export the analysis results to PDF, PNG, CSV, or the WipFrag ANA file. You can also share files across WipWare accounts and merge multiple analyses together to increase the accuracy of the software. To export an analysis, tap the export icon in the upper right corner when viewing the results. Tap Save as to save the results to your computer or other device. Next, you are able to share an analysis across WipWare accounts. To share an analysis, tap on the analyses you want to share with another WipFrag user. Tap the 3 dots icon in the top right corner, then tap the share icon. Enter the username of the WipWare account you want to share the analysis with, tap Add and Save. The analysis is now shared with that WipFrag 4 account, and they are able to make changes and view the data. To remove the user from the shared analysis, select the image, return to the 3 dots, tap the share icon, tap the X to remove the user, and tap Save. The last feature in file management is the ability to merge multiple images. I've added a couple more completed images to demonstrate this feature. To get started, tap the plus icon, then tap New Project and name the project. You can move individual images into a project simply by tapping, holding, and dragging them into the project. Or to move multiple images at once, tap the select icon. Tap on the images you want in the project. Tap Hold, and drag them into the project. Once you have moved the images into the project, tap on the project name. You will see the results of the merged analysis. This concludes the advanced tutorial video. Thank you for watching.